So this is a 1956 Maserati. They made 56 of those in 56, which 21 were made by the car designer Allemano. So in the 50s, cars were actually designed by, let's say, architects. Different houses, Pininfarina, Allemano, Frua, and Zagato made these cars. So this car I bought at an auction in London. It came over and it was a complete basket case. So Matthew, my son, and I completely restored the car. We tore it all apart, had Symbolic Motors who did a fantastic job, put the car back into its original condition. We tore it all apart, had Symbolic Motors who did a fantastic job, put the car back into its original condition. It's not like you can open a book and see all the parts and bits that go here, so we had to go through extensive research to try and figure out what the car actually was originally and how to put it back in its exact original condition. Originally it was a kind of an ugly light silver that had a blue hue to it and lipstick red interior, so I had to keep the car in the same genre of being a gray. And so this anthracite, I worked with Nissan. They helped me with colors, samples that I could go through and pick. So the anthracite color then has a warm hue to it that marries into the interior color, which was, originally I wanted brown, and the color is actually the closest I could get to brown and still being red. Some of the wonderful parts of the car are the fact that there's real headroom here, and also the jewelry, as I call it, inside the car. The turned, spun trim here, the dials, the depth. It's just a beautiful piece of work, and it was really wonderful to tear it apart.
I'm amazed at that thin steering wheel. You know, that's so old school. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, it's a cruising car. You know, it's got 165 horsepower out of 2 liters, which in 1956 is a pretty phenomenal thing to do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, what's under the hood? What's the engine?
It's an inline 6. It has dual overhead cams and twin plug. That was a major event to restore that because there were very few, if any, parts. The bearings for the crankshaft were almost impossible to get a hold of. These horns were impossible to get a hold of. When people have the parts you need, you don't even ask what they cost. You just
say yes.
Go ahead and say, please send them. Quick, for instance, these are called Cheney clips here, of which I don't think they make today. So each Cheney clip was about $60. The Corvette that I have, the 63 split window, I bought the entire set of all of the clips required to put the coolant system back together, and it was $14 for about 60 clips. So you can sort of see why these cars are so expensive. This entire coolant system here we had to completely make out of brass. There was billet brass, and we basically turned it all. There were numerous parts inside this engine bay that we had to actually make. We had to make the fan blade, I call the propeller in the front. I had to cast that, make 3 of them in order to get it right, and then sandblast it properly. And if it's not right, you'll get deducted points.
How hard is it to tune the 3 Webers?
I don't do that, so I don't know, but they're running well now. So we took this car to Pebble Beach. We submitted the car for the auction, or not the auction, excuse me. We submitted the car for the concourse, and we were on the alternate list. And then we were asked to come display, and we were very fortunate in that we won our class at Pebble Beach, which I think is very rare, if not unheard of, for a first time to submit their car and get the award for their class.
Work that went into those spoke wheels. I mean,
yeah,
my God.
Those are called outside lace wheels. So those are actually sort of backwards. In other words, most spoke wheels, they turned them and they had the lacing part on the inside to make a deeper dish. I think they're exquisite, and the brakes are pretty incredible on these cars here. But pretty proud to have this car. Hopefully this stays in the family for quite a while.
Welcome to Nathan's living room.
I wish.
Very stylish, my man.
Thank you.
No. This is the Denver Auto Show, and we've got a very special feature today. What are we doing, Nathan?
Well, haven't you ever wondered, what would I do with $20,000? What can I buy for $30,000? What cool car would I get for $40,000? Well, we're going to answer that, at least with us.
You mean if I had this much amount of money in my pocket, this is a car I would get?
Absolutely.
All right, coming up next on the Fast Lane Car.